All right, seventh graders, how's it going? This is Mr. Gold. This is the assignment that's going to be on Tuesday, May 19th. We continue with probability, and this time we're going to be working with a spinner. So you guys might have seen this in board games where you've got numbers on a spinner. Sometimes they're different colors. This is a very crude, awful drawing. As you guys all know, I'm not the best artist, but you can kind of see we've got numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got 4 different colors. We got blue, green, red, and orange. On your doc for the assignment today, it's going to be a little clearer. There are 4 colors and 4 sets of numbers also. So today we're going to figure out the difference between what we mean when we say and or in probability. So let's take an example. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 possible outcomes. Okay, if I spin a spinner and it goes around, there's 8 spaces that it could land on. So that means our probability is always going to have an 8 in the denominator. Okay, because that's the total number of possible outcomes. If I say to you, what's the probability that it lands on blue? All you have to do is count the number of blue spaces, which is 1, 2, and put that over the denominator, okay? So if I say, what's the probability that it lands on blue? Well, there's 2 blues out of 8 possible outcomes, so it's 2 to 8, or 1 to 4 if you want to simplify it, okay? Also, by the same token, if I say to you, what's the probability that it lands on a 2, okay? Well, I've got a 2 here, and I got another 2 up here, a green 2 and a red 2. Doesn't matter what color it is because we only asked what's the probability that it lands on a 2. So the probability would also be 2 out of 8, or 1 out of 4 again if you want to simplify. All right, so those are the easy ones. That's just straight up if I name a color or name a number. It's going to be 2 out of 8. All right, but now here's the crux of the lesson. What if I say if it lands on a green and a 2? Okay, so this is the important thing to remember, and if you want to write this down so that you don't have to look back at the video when you do the assignment. So this might be important to write down. When you see the word and, that means it has to do both things at the same time. So if I say, what if it lands on a green and a 2? That doesn't mean it could be greens or 2s. It means it has to be a green and a 2 at the same time. If we see here, we have a green 3 and we have a green 2. So there's only one possibility that they could land on a green and a 2, which means that our answer is going to be 1 out of 8. Okay? If I say, what if it lands on a green or a 2, or means it could land on either of them, okay? So that's the big difference. And means it has to do both of whatever we're asking, and or means it could do either. So if I say, what's the probability of it landing on a green or a 2? Well, now we have to count the 2s. Well, there's a red 2 and a green 2, and we have to count the greens. There's a green 2 and a green 3. That means there's 4 possibilities. So my answer would be 4 out of 8, or if you want to simplify it, 1/2. So that's the big distinction here. The big distinction again is if it's and, it has to do both things at the same time. So if I say, what's the probability of it landing on a 4 and an orange? You have to look for an orange 4. There it is. There's no other possibilities. So it would be 1 out of 8. Okay? If I say, what if it's 1 or an orange? That means it could be either. So I could look for all the ones. Well, there's a 1 here and a blue 1. So that's 2 right there. And then there's 2 oranges. There's a 1 orange and a 4 orange, right? So that means there's 4 possibilities. Now, here's the catch. So with or, there are 4 possibilities. but one of them is already taken, okay? So in other words, it could land on 2 ones or 2 oranges, but one of them is the same, okay? So this is not actually the right answer, okay? When you do or, you have to make sure that you're counting all of them, but you're not double counting. This is important, okay? So if I say, what's the probability of it landing on a 1 or an orange? Well, I've got 2 oranges and 2 ones, but one of them is the same space. So that means the answer is it could land here, here, or here. So the correct answer for that would be 3 out of 8. Same thing if I said, what if it lands on a 3 or a green? Well, there are 2 3s. There's a red 3 and a green 3. And there are 2 greens. But one of them is the same. Okay, so that means there's only 3 possibilities. Now, what if I say, what's the probability of it landing on a 1 or a green? Now we've got 2 ones that aren't green, and we have 2 greens. So in that case, the answer would be 4 out of 8, okay? Because we didn't repeat any of them. There's 2 greens with no ones on them, and there's 2 ones with no greens. So if it lands here, 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 or here, that's 4 out of it, then our probability is 4 out of 8 or 1/2. Okay, so that's the big thing with or. You can't double count the same space. Okay? All right, our answer to today's video question is, on your assignment document, you have 4 colors. You have red, green, blue, and yellow. The question is, which one of those is not a primary color? And the answer is green. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I will see you soon.